Maui Mia.
Congruent Marketing, Marketing Secrets and Mindsets from the desk of James Jacobson. Aloha, I am James Jacobson, and this is my desk in my office, in my home in Maui, Hawaii. This is basically where I run most everything related to my publishing business and my consulting business, right here out of my home office. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching this DVD. Over the years, I've been talking about congruent marketing and perfecting it to a point where I was happy enough to bring it out to the general public, and I started to give some presentations and some speeches, and people have said, I would like to get hold of this information and be able to watch it again and again. And I recommend watching it more than once in the comfort of their own homes. And so that's what this DVD is all about. So I'm glad you're here. I'm excited that you're here. And I'm hopeful that the information that we're going to convey in the course of this program will make a big difference both in your career, in your life, and overall in terms of every aspect of what you do. Because the reason that you got into business, I'm sure, is to build freedom, to build happiness, is to enable you to do what you really want to do, to express yourself and your passions in the greatest way possible through your artistic expression, through your creative expression, in your business. So let's get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about the agenda, what we're going to cover throughout this program. The first thing is the introduction. That's what you're watching right now. The second are terms, words, definitions, things that we should all be talking about in the same context, the same nomenclature. Then I'm going to get into this concept of being congruent with your authentic self. Congruent marketing is actually a term that I coined. It's a registered trademark that I registered with the Federal Trademark Commission, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. And what's special about it is it really helps you be your authentic self. We'll get into that after we deal with terms. After that, we're going to get into seven concepts that they do not teach at Harvard Business School, as I learned them years ago from my mentor, Jay Abraham. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about big money. It's a concept that is really important in terms of what you're doing and for us all to be working on the same level. Because when you understand what big money is, it can have a profound difference in the success of your business. It's also very important in terms of how you interact with your employees and with the customers that you deal with. After that, we're going to cover optimization. This is also something that I learned from Jay, and it's an incredibly profound understanding. It's a mindset that once you get it, it will impact your business in enormous ways, and everything that you do marketing-wise will be seen through the perspective of optimization. After that, we're going to cover 10 mistakes that you want to avoid. And then we'll be talking about unique selling propositions, helping define your own unique selling proposition for your business. After that, and perhaps this is why you're watching this video in the first place, I'm going to be covering some of the web tools that I use to build my own business. Some of these are $10, $20 a month tools, and they are used by internet marketers around the world. They're best of breed tools, and when you use them and when you harness the power of them, you can grow your business exponentially. I'm going to open up my computer and show you exactly what I use and how you can use it too. Then we'll talk finally about completing the puzzle and how you can take congruent marketing and use the principles to grow your business to the next level. Introduction. Success. What is success? Throughout this program, I'm going to be asking you these questions, and I suppose there are two ways of looking at it. One is to view these as rhetorical questions that you kind of buzz by and don't think about. The other is for you to be a participant, for this to be an actual dialogue, an actual learning experience. From my own experience, having consumed a ton of information products over the years, I recommend you do the latter. You look at this as an opportunity to learn, just as if we were in a seminar but instead of it being in a hotel room or a place that you have to fly to, I'm coming to your own living room, your own office, wherever you're watching this program, and I'm encouraging you to follow along and do the same things you would do if you were in a big room. So when I ask some of these rhetorical questions like, what is success? I really hope you'll take a moment to write them down. This is what I use when I take notes. I use just one of these marble-covered composition books. You can usually pick these up in the 5 and 10 for $1 or so. Are there 5 and 10s anymore? Stationery store, Office Depot, wherever. Just a very inexpensive investment. The nice thing about them is I think they'll always make them. They look kind of nice and uniform. And you can actually leave spaces at the end, empty pages if you don't fill them out. And you know that it's really not a giant investment, but they look uniform, they're easy, and you can always find them. So whether you use a composition book or you use a legal pad, I don't care. Perhaps you're following along and writing notes in your computer. Whatever it is, I encourage you to take notes and to be an active participant in this process. So let's get back to the question. What is success? I hope you'll take a moment or two, perhaps 30 seconds or a minute to pause and answer for yourself how you define success. Go ahead and pause it now. You are pausing, right? We'll assume you did pause and have written down something that may or may not be profound, but it's important because I think most people who take the time to invest in their education and take the time to want to grow their business are interested in achieving success. I'll tell you what success means for me. It means freedom. It means the freedom to do what I want, when I want, where I want. Like doing this video out of my home office here in Hawaii, which is where I make my home. Success, whatever it means to you, is an important thing to calibrate, to understand, and to make sure that your definition of success is congruent with who you are and where you want to be. Because once all these pieces start fitting together, then you'll start to see some real big changes in your business. If you're feeling alone, and I know you might be, especially if you're sitting at home watching this video by yourself, you might think there's just so much to do. I got this business. I have to worry about production. I have to worry about manufacturing. I have to worry about marketing. I have to worry about sales, fulfillment, distribution, accounting, taxes. There is just too much to do. And somehow I know that I need to grow my business. I know that that's what I need in order to be more successful, but I'm feeling very much alone. Well, if you're feeling alone, don't. Because you are not alone. There are a lot of people who want to help you. You don't have to be like this man sitting out in the desert with a what do you call that? A horn, a megaphone, yelling to no one. There is a community of people who are interested in helping you succeed. And once you get some of these steps, once you get some of these concepts in congruent marketing, you will never feel alone again. Here are some wonderful quotations that I wanted to share with you as we get into congruent marketing. The first one is from that very, very eloquent person, anonymous. Where you've been is not half as important as where you're going. It's true. Albert Einstein said, "The problems that we face today cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them." That's where congruent marketing is really going to start to hook in. As you start to get some of these principles, some of these mindsets, we're going to get into the difference between mindsets and strategies and tactics in a bit. But once you start to get some of this concept of congruent marketing, you will no longer be at the same level of thinking that you were at when the problems or the issues came into being. Walt Disney says, "You don't build it for yourself. You know what people want, and then you build it for them." Congruent marketing can help you build your business to manage and to address the needs of what your customers want.